So, good morning, everyone. In the last class, we have discussed the concept of exercise 15.3, in which we have seen the examples to understand the exercise. Now, we will discuss some questions based on your doubts. Anyone having any doubt, you can ask right now. First, tell me question number one. It is saying draw the graph for the following tables of values with suitable scales on the axis. What do you mean by suitable scale? The scale which is suitable to you. Okay, you can take any scale, but that scale should give you a clear picture. If you take a very small scale, that will not give you a clear picture of the graph. So better you take a scale which is intermediate, not too high, not too small, but in between that, so that anyone who sees the graph is able to understand the information directly. Sir, our school is doing any function for Diwali or Children's Day? Children's Day, you are getting the function, don't worry, like the last year. So just wait for that. Everything will be there like last year only. Only that, what you say, that togetherness will not be there, but we will try to have on this online course only. Now, okay, so question one is cost of apples. They are saying number of apples and cost of apple. So again, number of apple we can take as, sir, will you dance? Sir, are you involved? No, I'm not involved this time. Okay, so see, see, you will find everything on that day. So what do we have? We have number of apples on the x-axis and we have cost on the y-axis. So you can first decide the scale. Tell me what is the scale we should go for x-axis. Please tell me what scale we should go for x-axis. That is number of apples. It is better to go for one only. Yes, Hiteshri, it is correct. You can take the scale as 1 unit equal to how much? 1 apple. You can take 1 unit equal to 1 apple on x-axis, and on y-axis what will you take? Mr. Karthik Bharadwaj, you will tell me on y-axis what scale you will take. 1 unit equal to 5 rupees. Okay, because taking 1 unit, or sorry, 1 rupee will be difficult, because if you take 1 rupee, you will have to make 25 divisions for the last value. Better you take 5. Yes, Karthik. So better you go for 5. So this will be your graph look like. It will be 1, 2, 3, and so on. And here it will be 5, 10, 15, 20. Class, tell me, do we require any sort of a kink? No, beta, Joel. On y-axis, we write the dependent value. On x-axis, we try to write the independent value. Joel, you have some sort of confusion. Okay, na? Okay, so because here the scale is good, na? Because you can see it is 0. Here the gap is of 5. Here the gap is of 5. 5 gap, 5 gap. So everything is fine. We don't require any kink. Here also the gap is of 1, gap of 1, gap of 1. So gap of 1 is maintained along the x-axis. So no requirement of kink. Now we all know we can take it as a coordinate 1 comma 5, and you all know you have to find 1 on the x-axis and 5 on the y-axis. I have done question in rupees in that. In RS, okay, there was a question in which plotting was done on a graph which gone negative. Yes, Harshul, there are cases of negative also, but in NCRT they are not giving the question like that. That is why I told you to try different books. So if we take a scale of 5, or if we start the value from 5, then do we need to take king? Yashna, actually, you have to start from 0 only, first of all. And in our case, you can see if we start with the 0, we got 5. If you are starting from 5, that is not a correct way. 0 is always there. Smriddhi is saying my voice is low. Please confirm, everyone. I think my voice is fine. Smriddhi, again, some issue at your end. Okay. After some days, you people will find issues from my side, but for now on, it is fine. Now, so you can see the first value is saying 1 apple is for how much rupees? 5 rupees. 1 apple is for 5 rupees. So 1 on x-axis, 5 on y-axis. This is the first value, 1 comma 5. Similarly, they are saying 2 comma 10. So 2 over here and 10 over here, 2 comma 10. So class, it is a relation that we have discussed that day. What kind of relation it is? So why don't we put kink in between 1 and 0? because there are infinite numbers present there, like 0.04. Okay, Ananya, the reason behind that is we are only concerned that the interval should be same. Okay, it is not like what numbers are lying between. Yes, there are infinite numbers. It is based on the interval. Whatever interval you are taking between 0 and 1, between 0 and the first value, it should be same everywhere. That is the thing. If this interval is not same, then only we go for the king. Suppose I take it 0, I take it 30, I take it 35. Now we have the problem, because the first interval length is 30 and second interval length is 5. So we have skipped 30 values in between. That is why we need to use the kink in this case. But in other cases, as we have taken in this graph, you can see the gap is maintained. The gap was of 5 between 0 and 5, same gap in the second interval, same gap in the third interval. So if gap is fine, gap is correct, then it is fine. Sir, will we do the chapter practical geometry? Yes, we will do. I have the tools to make you understand that chapter easily, don't worry. Okay, I think we can finish that chapter only next, chapter number 4 only. Let's see. I'm just saying no. Okay. Question number 1 is done. Then they are doing question number 2. Playing with numbers. Okay. Distance traveled by a car. So time is given, distance is given. Again, you will take time on x-axis and distance on y-axis. The scale for time better is 1 hour only. We should take x-axis 1 unit equal to 1 hour, and this time we have to use a kink, because if you want to draw from 1, it is fine. If you want to leave the values between them, you can use a kink and start from 5 or 6. Yes, class? Is it fine? I think this question is also clear to everyone. Then C part, interest. In this question of interest, what they are giving us, they have already given the deposit value and the simple interest value. You must be remembering the example we have done. We have assumed some principles, and for that we got the interest. In this case, already they have given us the principal and the simple interest. So you will just plot the graph. On x-axis you will take the principal. Sir, can a king also be there on x-axis and y-axis at the same time? Yes, Vardhan, always it is possible. You can have a king both on x-axis as well as y-axis depending on the scale you are using. Is it necessary to take higher values on y-axis and lower on x-axis? No, Yashna, this is not the thing. First of all, let me make it clear. You can take any value on any axis. First thing, Yashna, you can take any variable on any axis. Second thing is we try from our side to take independent value. We try to take the independent variable on x-axis, and we try to take the dependent variable on the y-axis. The concept is not higher and lower. Concept is डिपेंडेंट एंड इंडिपेंडेंट. अगर आप देखें तो सिंपल इंटरेस्ट, टू फाइंड सिंपल इंटरेस्ट व्हाट यू नीड फर्स्ट? टेल मी याशना, टू फाइंड सिंपल इंटरेस्ट व्हाट यू नीड फर्स्ट? First you need to deposit na. If there is no deposit, how will you get simple interest on that? So obviously principal came first, it is independent, and on the principal the simple interest depends. If principal is high, this simple interest is high. If principal is low, simple interest is low. So we have to understand this thing. In this graph, okay, Joel is saying hen came first. Okay, so in this case we have to see that principal is independent, that is why it is on the x-axis, and simple interest is dependent, that is why it is on the y-axis. There is no hard and fast rule. You can draw on any axis, but we try to go for these things. That is why you will see in physics, in science, all the time they are taking time. All the time they are taking time on the x-axis. If you see the dt graph, that is distance time graph, if you see velocity time graph, if you see acceleration time graph, whatever graph you have having in your book right now, you can see maximum time Ananya is saying SI is lesser than CI. Very good, Ananya. We have done this thing. We all know that for the first year they are same, and for the next year onwards, CI is always more than SI. That is why we prefer CI. Okay. Now, pigeons are there. Huh? I hope they are not disturbing you. Question number. Okay. Does the graph pass through origin? Class, what do you say? Will this graph pass through origin? I have not plotted the graph. I'm just asking you. Tell me, will this graph of principal and simple interest will pass through origin? Obviously, because that means when there is zero principal, there is zero. When there is zero principal, there is zero simple interest. So the graph will obviously pass through this origin. Sir, I did it yesterday only. Good. Then we have second part. Use the graph to find interest on 2500 rupees. So again, very easy. Pigeons are cute. Okay, thank you. So what you can do is you can draw the graph. After drawing the graph, you can find this value also. Sir, can you explain what is CI? ऋषिता बेटा CI तुमने बहुत पहले कर लिया था. People burn crackers. Okay, okay बेटा Mayank, don't try to do this thing right now. We will discuss after the in our discussion time. Okay. Okay. Rishita, CI and SI concept we have already done. SI is a simple interest which is on a fixed principal. The principal never changes in this. P is fixed in SI. In CI, P is changing. So what happens is, suppose you have 100 rupees. If you have 100 rupees and there is a 10% of interest, what will happen? At the end of first year, class, tell me, if you have 100 rupees and there is an interest rate of 10%, at the end of first year, what will be the CI? What will be the CI? If you have 100 rupees and the rate of interest is 10%, what will be the CI? It will be 10 rupees. Very good. What will be the SI? What will be the SI? It will be same. So at the end of first year, the CI and SI are always same because for them principal is same. The problem comes after first year. Now the principal changes. So new principal. Now the principal changes in the case of CI. The new principal for CI will become 100 plus this interest 10. But here in SI, principal remains 100 only. Rishita, try to understand. In compound interest, principal gets updated. In compound interest, every year the principal will get updated because the interest that you have got, that interest will be added in the principal. So here now the interest will be after end of second year, you will see the interest will be how much? Please tell me. If the new principal is 110, tell me how much interest you will get at the end of second year. It will be, class, if the principal is changed to 110, the new interest that you will get after second year will be how much? Just find 10% of 110 and tell me the answer. 10% of 110. Everyone, what happened? Okay, it is 11 rupees. But in this case of SI, Rishita, see, here in second year also we will get the same interest, that is 10 rupees, because principal is same. In SI we will not change the principal. Now Rishita, you can see again principal will get changed. New principal for third year will be 110 plus 11, that is 121. So here now the principal became 121 and there it is similar 100 only. So this is the concept of SI and CI. Okay, in our banks we use CI because our principal is changing day by day. That is why we cannot go for simple interest in a bank. Now, so To get an interest of rupees 280 per year, how much money should we deposit? So you can do by formula or by the graph also. Okay, you got getting the answer also. Answer is 3500 rupees. Okay. Sir, if we are taking loans from a bank, then also CI. Yes, beta Vardhan. Suppose you have taken a loan of 50,000 rupees and the rate of interest that the bank is charging from you is 10%. What will happen if you suppose your EMI is rupees 10,000 or suppose 5,000? There are 10 EMIs. Try to understand, Vardhan. There are 10 EMIs. No, not 10 because it is 10%. No? So there are, you can say 11. Huh. There are 11 EMIs. Try to see. EMI means equated monthly installments. So what happened is you took from bank 50,000 rupees and bank is taking back how much? How much money? Please tell me, class. You have taken 50,000 rupees from bank and bank is taking how much from you in the return? 55,000 because there are 11 EMIs of 5,000 each. Bank is taking back. अच्छा Ananya, कोई बात नहीं. Again trying, don't worry. So the condition is, what do you say? Vardhan was asking, ki, sir, if someone takes loan, at that time also, do we use compound interest? So I'm telling yes, because you have to see what is happening. You have taken 50,000 rupees from the bank. Okay. You are giving a EMI. Suppose you got money from someone before. Suppose you got something like 40,000 rupees in the first month from someone and you deposit in the bank. What will happen? The EMIs will be cancelled and you have to give less interest because इसको समझाने के लिए I have to take a complete example ना, समझ में नहीं आएगा. Okay, for now just try to understand that on loans also we use compound interest only. More the principal is left, more interest we are giving. That's it. So then where is SI used? SI can be used simply, suppose, I think in FD also. In FD I think it can be used. I'm not sure. In that fixed deposit there are two cases. One case is there in which interest is not added in the principal. I think in FD we can use SI. You must have heard of this term, fixed deposit. Have you heard of this term, fixed deposit? Class? Have you heard the term fixed deposit? Yes. In fixed deposit, there are two cases. In one case, people take the interest every 6 months or every year. In some cases, they don't take the interest. Interest get added in the FD. So I think in the case when you take the interest, principal is fixed. When principal is fixed, at that time, I think you are getting the SI only. Yes. Okay. Beta, this much you can go to bank also, na? Whenever your father is going to bank, go along with him and try to ask these questions from bank manager also. Let us see. Question number 2. Draw a graph for the following. Again, it is very simple, but what are we having? Side of a square and perimeter. So class, again, we can understand he does not take us in this situation. Or in this situation, after that situation is okay, then only you go, not right now. Okay, so in this case also question number 2, you will take the side of square as x-axis because it is a independent variable and you will take perimeter on the y-axis. The scale, please tell me class, what scale you will take for side of square? Which scale is suitable for side of square? Please tell. 1 is enough, Joel. 1 is okay because if you take 1, 3.5 will be very easy for you because in your graph paper there is a middle line also that will help you. Okay, and the scale for perimeter, class, tell me which scale is better for perimeter. Just is saying 4. Okay, just others please tell which scale you will go for. I think 2 is also fine. We can start from 8 only. We can use a kink and then we can start from 8 also. And if you're using from 4, we don't require a kink because 4 6 are 24. Yes, you can see if you take a scale of 4, if you take a scale of 4, you don't require a kink. 4, 8, then you have 12, 16, 20 and 24, you are done. But if you are going for 2, better you take a kink because values are starting from 8 only na. If you start from 2, then I think it will go. Let us see how much it will go. So I'm starting from 8 again. I've used a kink. 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. You have to make some extra divisions. 20, 22, 24. So if you want to make the graph little bit larger, you can use this scale also. Okay. सर 14 तो गायब हो गया. 14 गायब हो गया. कहाँ बेटा? 14 is here. कहाँ गायब हो गया? Everything is here. Okay. I think you are saying in the last case 14 is missing. Now, so I hope these two questions are easy for you. Sir, 4 division में. Okay. In the 4 division, I think I forgot to draw the 4. Okay. No बेटा वो गायब नहीं हुआ था. Okay, maybe by mistake I've done. Now this chapter is done. You can see what we have discussed. We have discussed about bar graph. Okay. We have discussed about pie graph. We have discussed about histogram. Earlier also we have done these 3 things. Then we started with the line graph. And after that we understood how to, what you say, plot the x coordinate and y coordinate. And then we saw the relation of dependent and independent variable on a graph paper. So with this, chapter is done. Now we have 2 possibilities to start right now. Sir, how to plot on graph also? Harshul, what beta? How to plot on graph? We have understood this thing already. Suppose you have some points like, I forgot. Okay. Suppose you have a point 3 comma minus 5. Suppose you want to plot a point 3 comma minus 5. You just have to first draw the axis like this. This is your y-axis. This is your x-axis. So y dash, x dash. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sir, I was saying that we have studied plotting also. Okay. I thought you were asking the doubt. You were just telling we have studied that also. Okay, good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Class, now I will ask you. You will tell me what is the correct answer. 3 comma minus 5 we have to plot. Class, what is the correct answer? A, B, C or D? 3 comma minus 5. Which point is correct? Please tell. I'm proud of everyone. Vardhan, beta, just after a second, they are telling the answers. Saurabh, no, B is not the answer, beta. Try to understand. You have to find 3 on x-axis and minus 5 on y-axis. So the correct answer is point D. Okay. Now Vardhan, please ask what you are asking. Vardhan, please ask what you are asking. Because you can see 3 on x-axis and minus 5 on y-axis. This is the answer. Saurabh, because 3 is the x coordinate, that is this one, and minus 5 is the y coordinate, and when you join them, they will come at point D only. So in this type of questions where negative values is there, can we draw kink in all 4 directions? Beta Vardhan, it depends on what scale you are taking. Hai na? If there is a gap between 0 and the first value, then you have to take the kink. Whenever there is a gap between 0 and the first. Sir, your expressions are very funny. Okay. Fine, at least that is helping you somewhere. Okay, anyone else? Vardhan, I think your point is clear. You can use king in all the axes. No issue. Yes, just ask what doubt you are having. Just ask, beta. Shall I unmute you? We can make it above also. Okay. Rachit, one second. Let me stop the recording first so that we can discuss these things.